In the life of Joseph, towards the end of all his suffering, when he had been through so much, spent so much time in prison and falsely accused of rape, unjustly imprisoned, and all his childhood robbed. And when his brothers had intent initially of killing him, but somehow was spared through one of his other brothers, in all his sufferings and everything that happened to him, when it came to the time when his brothers came to Egypt and bowed before him and realized who Joseph was, and they said, "We're sorry for what we've done," and basically they were, as it were, repentant. Joseph said, "You meant evil towards me, but God meant it for your good." In other words, God allowed that situation to happen for the good of the whole nation of what was to be the nation of Israel in the future. Again, he said, "You meant it for evil, but God meant it for good." And that's a great encouragement, because in our lives, we will see at times things just not working out right. We will see genuine injustice and various other things that happen to our life that are purely and quite straightforwardly negative in an earthly sense. But we can take heart that somewhere down the line, that thing that's happening in our lives, that injustice, that being robbed of our rights, our human rights, maybe inheritance rights, maybe family rights, maybe very sadly the rights of having access to your children. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is in your life that you are being, as it were, being robbed of, or having injustice for, or what seems to be happening to you that seems to be evil, God in the future, without a doubt, can turn that situation around and make it work for good. Turn it around for good. Bring good out of it, like Joseph. And on your part, on my part, it requires faith that somewhere down the line, somehow, God is going to turn the evil that's meant to us into something good. And to really believe in that promise that all things do really work together for good to those who love Christ, to those who are called according to his purpose. And to really know from the Old Testament, when it was said that the curse from Balaam was turned into a blessing. And there are many scriptures in the Word that tell us how God turns around situations always for our better, for our blessing, somehow, some way. So I want to encourage you, whatever injustice, whatever unpleasant thing is being aimed at you, whatever sad thing, whatever cruel thing even is happening to you, God has allowed it because he will allow good to come out of it in the end. And he will turn the situation around somehow, some way, like he did for Joseph. And for Joseph, his situation was dramatically turned around because he became the second most powerful person in the world at that time. And as somebody said, he's the only person who was the second most powerful Christian believer in the whole world, and as far as we know, in all of the existence of mankind. So whatever's happening to you now, God can turn it around. In fact, God will turn it around, but it does require you to really trust in his word, trust in his faithfulness, that somehow he will bring good out of it. Somehow you will see something good come out of the injustice that you are feeling. Whatever it might be, the Lord is with you. You've just got to hang on there. You've just got to rely upon his word and see what wonderful things he will do for you, just like he did for Joseph. So to finish up on that verse again, you meant it for evil to me, but God meant it for good.